Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are trying a new holiday palette from Charlotte Tilbury. This right here is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look in a Palette 5-minute Hollywood face on the go. It's got really beautiful holiday packaging. We're going to talk about price. We're going to compare it to previous look in a palettes that I own. There's definitely been some changes, and I am of course going to try every single shade of product that is in this palette on my face for you. There is a second option for this palette for tan and dark complexions or medium to tan complexions. I'm going to put a picture of it right there. I went ahead and skipped on it because the colors looked a bit too dark for my complexion and I didn't feel the need to grab that one as well. So I went with the one that I know will work for me, and that is the one that I'll end up getting more use out of. If you guys are excited for today's video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get started. If by the end of this video you want to get your hands on this Charlotte Tilbury palette, I have it linked down below in the description box of this video. I have it tagged on the screen, so please use my links to grab yours. Whenever you use my links, it helps my channel, and I am mesmerized by the outer packaging of this palette. It is so shiny, so sparkly, but at the same time it's like a fabric. It's very delicate. Mesmerizing is definitely the right word for it. I can't stop staring at it. Just take a look right there. See, it's like a fabric. It's even cushiony. So beautiful. The color story is perfection, and it's very pillow talky, like that soft pink pillow talk look Charlotte Tilbury is known for. It has 4 face powders and 3 eyeshadows. We get a face setting powder in this palette. We have a bronzer. We have a glowy blush that we can use as sort of a highlighter or a blush topper, and a matte blush right here at the bottom. Besides that, we have the 3 eyeshadows on top. We have the enhanced shade, smoke shade, and brighten shade right here. As you can see, I've already prepped my face for this palette. So I have my brows done, I moisturized, I did my primer, foundation, concealer, and I am now ready for everything that this palette has in it. There are 2 main differences between this palette and the older look in a palettes that Charlotte has launched in the past. The first difference is actually the price, and it is surprisingly less than they used to be, because I swear to you, and I didn't look it up so I might be wrong, but I did work for a Charlotte Tilbury counter, and I remember that these palettes were $75 each. I remember selling these. They were $75 each, and the new palette, I mean, it's not that much cheaper. It's $69, but it's been 4 years since she released one of these. Everything has gone up in price, and she dropped the price of this one by $6. So there's that. And then the other main difference, which in my opinion is also an improvement, is the format of the palette. So the new palette has 4 equally sized chic products, chic shades, and the older palettes used to have this format here where you got a big powder, you got a big bronzer, and then 2 tiny blushes, or a tiny blush and a tiny highlighter. Personally, I much prefer the format of this one where you have everything the same size, because it's difficult to put a blush sized brush inside this tiny blush pan, and it is much easier to do it right here. The previous couple of palettes I have from Charlotte Tilbury that are instant look in a palette palettes, this is the exterior look of them, and obviously this glorious, mesmerizing, cushiony thing is far more beautiful to look at. So first impressions, everything's improved. Now let's get on with the swatches. Here are shades 1, 2, and 3, which are the eyeshadow shades: Brighten, Enhance, and Smoke. Then the face powder, face bronzer, matte blush, and the glow blush, which is honestly much more highlighter than a blush. I'm enhancing some of these swatches. Obviously this is setting powder, you don't really need to see it, but that's what it looks like swatched. So check it out. As you can see, a very soft pink rosy color story, very much like a pillow talk type of vibe from Charlotte Tilbury, but she didn't name it that, so that's good. Step 1, don't name everything pillow talk. Now that we've seen the swatches, it is time to apply the products, and I'm going to start with the bronzer. I tapped it a bit too much and I'm scared now, but let's just go ahead and go for it. And I'm using a Refer number 5 brush to apply it. I was scared that the bronzer was going to be too warm. I don't typically like bronzers that are too warm. First impressions, it is not too warm. It is nice and neutral. I think we can even say it's neutral to cool tone, which is actually my most favorite type of bronzer. And so far so good. It's looking good. Blended, and you don't have to be scared that you're going to apply too much like I was when I dipped my brush, because it is blending out beautifully and it's not too pigmented right away. And here's a light layer of that bronzer applied on half of my face. You can see that it's not too warm. It is kind of sculpting everything and making me look a bit more alive in a very natural way, which is always a win. Take a look at the bronzer fully applied. Very natural looking. I'm pleased. It's very beautiful and it is not too warm, which is the biggest thing that I was honestly scared of. So far, loving things. Another Refer number 5 brush, because it's just my favorite for cheek products, and I'm going to grab this matte blush down here and buff it onto my cheekbone, blend it into the bronzer. It looks beautiful. It is a subtle rosy pink type blush shade. No complaints. I'm going to add a bit more right here on the temple area. With a Refer number 19, I'm going into the powder, and I'm just going to lightly tap some of this powder right underneath my eyes as a sort of finisher. And if there's any harsh line from where I applied the blush or anything like that, it should fix it. I'm going to also do the center of my forehead. And then with my Alexandra Adnell collaboration brush from Refer, I'm going to go into the glowy cheek, which is more of a highlighter, as I said. I'm going to be careful with this one and add it. Oh, that's beautiful. Right here on the top of the cheekbone. So stunning. Okay, I'm not scared of this highlighter. This one is very beautiful and it kind of looks like this. Here's the face fully finished after I use all 4 of the face powders. Honestly, I'm loving it so far. Let's go ahead and get on with the eyeshadows, and I'm going to first start with the shade Smoke, and I'm going to add it right here on the outer third of my eyelid and start building it into the crease of my eye. Adding some more, and I'm using a Refer number 15 brush. Smoke is not a super deep shade. It's going to be a really good transitioning shade. It's blending out nicely. It's building up slowly, so you don't have to be scared of a shade like this one. I'm adding some more of it right underneath my lower lash line down here, and I'm blending it 3/4 of the way in. Check it out. And then with a different blending brush, I'm going into the shade Enhance, and I want to blend this one on the crease of my eye, but like the inner part of the crease. We'll see. So like here, kind of like that. Maybe even a little bit on the inner third of the eyelid. Actually, the inner half of my whole eyelid. I'm just going in with it. I'm back with my Refer number 15. I'm just going to make sure it blends nicely right here in the middle, the matte and the enhanced shade. And then with my finger, I'm going to grab the sparkly color, and I'm just going to tap it right in the middle over the enhanced shade in the center of the eyelid. Now we have our sparkle on. And before I apply any eyeliner or mascara, this is the finished look. This is a very natural eyeshadow look for me. I'm like itching to add more darkness to the outer corners of my eyes. So know that if you are solely taking this with you traveling, you gotta take some good eyeliner to like do some extra enhancing of the eyes if you want something a little darker, because it doesn't give you a ton of depth, but it is beautiful and it is very romantic. So I am going to do a waterline eyeliner. I'm not going to do wings or anything. I'm gonna leave it be. And I'm going to do mascara. For my eyeliner, I'm going to use Coco from Laura Mercier right on the waterline. And you know what? I think I do want to smoke it out at least under, just a tiny bit. Maybe I'll regret this. I don't think I will. I just, a little more, just a little more. Here's my Refer number 3, and I'm just going to add the tiniest bit right down here in my lower lash line, and I'm going to back and forth smoke things with my Refer number 3. Oh yeah, now I'm liking that. See? Just a bit more smoky. It makes all of the difference. I'm going to do a tiny bit more, just right there, just on the outermost corner of the eye, and then smoke it. much better. In my opinion, much better. So let me just go ahead and apply some mascara. Back with the completed look, I went ahead and applied mascara off camera, the Mario one that I showed you, and then I put on a lippy as well. I figured since the eyes are so soft and romantic to do a bit more on the lips, and I've been waiting, okay? I've been waiting for the full time to wear the shit out of this lipstick, and here I am, okay? So what am I wearing? I'm wearing the lip liner from Anastasia in the shade Rosewood, and I am wearing this Westman Atelier lipstick, which I will not shut up about. This is what it looks like. Is it expensive as shit? Yes, it absolutely is, but it is also the best, and it is specifically the shade Pique from Westman, and it just looks so beautiful, okay? So here is my finished look. Highly recommend. Sephora sales coming up. You need to get your hands on this one, okay? Back to our subject matter here, this palette. Is it worth it? Do I recommend it? Do you need it? Here is the finished look. If this right here is your vibe, if you like the soft, romantic shadow look, if you travel a lot, if you think you're going to simply just get a ton of use out of this palette because you like everything to be together, you don't want to think about what to do, you just want to get the soft, glamorous look without having to think twice about it, then absolutely. The quality is beautiful. It is softly pigmented, so you can very easily build your shades up. It's not a scary palette to use. You're not going to do too much too fast. Nothing is too pigmented, okay? Everything's very easy to work with, very easy to blend. It is very, very user friendly. If you've never touched makeup in your life, you can do something with this palette, okay? It is very, very easy to use, and so for all of those reasons, I do recommend it. The packaging is luxurious to say the least. It is honestly, I think this is the most beautiful Charlotte Tilbury packaging I own, okay? I really love this mesmerizing, sparkle, cushiony, soft thing, and it's just like a very fancy glittery fabric. It's nothing extraordinary, I guess, but it just is so beautiful. Do I recommend it? Highly recommend it if you are into the soft, glamorous look, if you are into the easy makeup looks, and if you want everything together in one. This is a perfect palette to travel with. You can take this with you anywhere and create looks like this one on vacation. So yes, I do like it. With that said, do you already probably own a lot of what's in this palette? That is very likely. I feel like most of us have shades like this in our collection. You probably already have a face palette that looks like this. You have a bronzer, you have a blush and a highlighter. You probably have eyeshadows that look like this one already, but that's not what this palette is about. This palette is about the convenience of having it all together in one. So yes, I like it, I recommend it, and I think I will continue to use it. I just got closer to show you a couple of things I really love about this one. One of them is honestly the highlighter, which is weird because you guys know I've not been into highlighter for like the past, I don't remember how long, but I don't know what it is about the highlighty blush. It doesn't enhance your texture at all, and you can see the tiny sparkles somehow naturally. I don't know, I really like it. And then the glittery sparkle in the center of the eyelid, super pretty. Really, really into that one as well. My only wish was that the smoky color was maybe a little darker, but as you can see, with an eyeliner you can very easily just smoke things up if you want things to have a bit more of a punch. If you decide to go for this one, if this concept is for you, please shop the palette using the links I'm leaving you down in the description box. I maybe even have it tagged somewhere on the video. Whenever you shop for my links, it helps out my channel. If you guys like today's video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up. Before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye!